Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you are new to my channel, hello, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing, and if you are back, as always, welcome back. Happy New Year, my friends. This is going to be a WIP and Chat, the first one of 2022. Now, if you haven't heard of a WIP and Chat before, WIP stands for work in progress, and chat means that we are just going to chat and catch up a little bit. So feel free to whip out your WIP, which has somehow turned into a thing that I say in most of these WIP and Chat videos. And let's chat and catch up just a little bit. So I'm going to be working on a diamond painting, my first kit of the year, and you're welcome to craft alongside me, or I don't know, have me in the background of whatever it is you're up to at the moment. So the kit that I'm working on, this is Haruki from Crafties, and this was a kit that they had actually sent to me last month, and I posted the unboxing last month, and I was like, I haven't worked on a Crafties kit in a little while, and I adore their kits, and thought that this was actually perfect timing because I'm coming off of working on some really large projects, and I need something that's just a little smaller in scope, just to take a breather. And then as far as my accessories go, for pens, I'm staying in kind of the aqua and pink color scheme. And well, here, this pen is from Lazy River Wood Turning. I think this blank is from Cocoon Blanks. I often get asked what kinds of multi-placers I use. My favorite by far is these thin metal multi-placers that you can get either on Amazon or AliExpress. I have some in silver and some in rose gold. I've always got those linked in the description boxes of my WIP and Chats. This pen is from Chroma Diamond Pens and has this amazing like honeycomb in the middle and then the pink and sparkly aqua on the ends. And then I just have a plastic thin multi-placer in this one. Tray wise, I'm trying to branch out, you guys, especially in WIP and Chats, and use this as a chance to show off some other companies as well. But I've had this for a little while. This is from La Douceur d'une Plume. They're located in Canada, and they make these absolutely gorgeous trays. They sell out really quickly, but I will, of course, I'll link to their shop below, and I think that they have an email list that you can sign up for, and maybe even a Facebook group or an Instagram. I don't know, I've signed up for all the things, but it's been a while since I've purchased one of their trays, but I think this one is so cute. It's pastel rainbow and lots of sparkles. Wax-wise, I am using a couple of different kinds of scented putty in my multi-placers. So in one of my multi-placers, I have with strawberry mimosa scented putty from Miranda's Crafty Corner, and then this scented putty I haven't used it in a little while, and again I'm trying to like reach into my stash of accessories and make sure I'm trying a variety of products for you guys. But this is from Sensible by Design, which is also, I believe, a Canadian company. And I have those in my multi-placers because I love scented putty in my multi-placers. And then in my single placers, in one of them I have Not Your Mama's Mud, and in the other I have the Wee Wax 3.0 formula. The Not Your Mama's Mud is in Tinseltown, and the Wee Wax is in Watermelon Lemonade. And the minder. Sorry, I was like, one more thing I'm forgetting. And this minder, this adorable minder, again, keeping in kind of the color scheme and vibe of this piece. This is from the Creative Palace on Etsy. So if you're interested in checking out any of the tools and accessories I'm working on, or the kit that I'm working on, I will link to everything below in the description. Feel free to go and check them out. And if you are making a purchase from Crafties and you want to save a little bit on your purchase, I do have an affiliate discount code in the description. All the info's there if you want to check it out, but there's no obligation at all, like seriously at all. So let's get down to diamond painting. So how are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a really wonderful start to your year and your week so far. Let me grab a color because apparently I can't think and talk at the same time. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a really nice start to your year. It is Sunday evening here as I'm filming, Sunday, January 2nd. And, oops, sorry about that. I am kind of easing into the new year. The kids go back to school tomorrow, which I am looking forward to, but also like a little just nervous about how that transition is going to go. It'll be nice to have my mornings back in a lot of ways, but like I said, there's some nerves surrounding that still. And yeah, hopefully I'll get to do some filming in the mornings again, because I really do enjoy getting to film in the mornings. It's really nice to be back to kind of a snack size kit here. Even though I knew for quite a while that like it was always on my plan that like, okay, I'm going to work on both Little Helpers and Russia with Love in the month of December. And I even was trying to sort of psych myself up for it and go, okay, these are two really, really large kits. Working on them back to back is going to be a bit of a marathon, and just trying to be mentally prepared for that. And even though I tried to be really prepared for it, it still, I think, was a bit overwhelming. And given like the other just general stressors I felt like I was having with the holidays, in retrospect, I wish I would have stuck with some just smaller kits and not put any sort of pressure on myself to feel like I needed to finish them before traveling or anything like that. So it's something that I'll keep in mind for next year. But it was nice to get to finish both of those kits up and to feel like I am starting off the year with, a new kit. I waited to start this until January 1st. And it's just, it feels like a bit of a fresh start. So I'll take it. I had a lot of fun over the weekend putting together my year in review video for 2021. That was like, honestly, it was an incredible amount of work. But it was so much fun and so incredibly worth it. So part of the reason that it was a lot of work was because it took me some time to track down all of my completed diamond paintings, because we live in such a small space and I don't have a dedicated craft room. I do all of my diamond painting and filming. I'm at my kitchen table right now, which is also where we eat meals. And so anytime I'm like setting up to do anything, I ultimately have to be able to pack it all up and whatnot, like before we're going to eat meals during the day. So I feel like I have to be very portable. So I got this question quite a lot on the year in review video about how I store my completed diamond paintings and or what I do with them in general. And I don't hang up my diamond paintings, actually, with the exception of the one that I did the partnership with Joann's to have framed. That is hanging in my home above like I do have a little desk area. The desk is really too small to diamond paint most kits on. I could diamond paint this kit on it because it's smaller. Anyway, that painting completed is hanging, but otherwise I don't hang any of my diamond paintings in my home. So any kits that are basically up to like, I think that the max size I can fit in my large artist portfolio is like a 60 by 80. Like that's the max dimensions in either given direction. And so if a completed painting is that size or smaller, it gets stored flat in a large artist portfolio, which then goes under Micah's bed. And then any paintings that are bigger than that in either direction right now are just getting rolled back up and either stuffed back in the box that they came in, or they are just rolled up and not inside anything and also under Micah's bed. It's not an efficient way to store those. So I really do want to find a different way to store those. I had some suggestions when I brought this up in a I think it was a recent WIP and Chat, things like using like maybe like wrapping paper storage or something like that. So I'll look into some possibilities, but that was kind of a like, that'll be a New Year's Katie problem to figure out. There's a lot of other things going on. So anyway, but up until now, those completed diamond paintings, like the ones that I had rolled back up and stuffed back in the box, like I had stuffed those boxes in kind of a variety of places. Like there were some out in my garage, there were a couple under Micah's bed, but then there were like a couple under our bed. It just was not terribly like consistent or efficient. So anyway, so I had finally tracked down all of my completed paintings, and then I was going through and putting them in order so that it would be easy for filming purposes. Like if I had them stacked in order from beginning of the year to end of the year, then I could just like grab them and then, you know, pull them over or whatnot and not have to dig through all the paintings every time. But then the filming itself, of course, you know, that took over an hour of filming. And then I went in, and editing was a very long process as well, because I knew it was going to be such a long video. I was like, I want to cut out as much dead space as I possibly can and try to shorten this video, try to like hack off 5, 10, 15 minutes anywhere I can, just for your guys' sake. Because I thought, I don't know if people are really going to be into sitting and watching like an hour and 15 minutes of year in review. So, but it was a fun little trip down memory lane to be starting at the beginning of the year with the kits that I was working on. And just as I'm revisiting them, remembering just even things that were going on like in my personal life or like on my channel or something like that at the time that I was working on any particular kit. And it's funny. I don't know if you guys have those sorts of associations as well, where you're like, yeah, like if I pull back out this kit that I was working on or something, like then I have this really strong association with this thing that was going on in my life at the time. So like I really enjoyed pulling out like when I got to The Guardian, which was that full crystal canvas from DIY Moonshop that I had completed, I think, in February. And when I pulled that out, I just suddenly remembered that like, oh my gosh, I remember doing a post review on this kit. And I think I'm pretty sure that was the very first video that I put up after I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube back in, I believe that was February. And so that was fun to think of. You know, I had a really tough time in my personal life over the summer. And so it was a little bit almost emotional to pull out, like Pride in particular was one of those kits that I pulled out, and it just like evoked a lot of those kind of memories and strong feelings. So it was bittersweet, I suppose, but I did, you know, I liked being able to kind of take that little trip down memory lane. We finished up one section, and I'm going to open up this one. You guys can see the crystal drills. I did not add these enhancements. This is all pre-charted by Crafties. I love that about their company so much. I love that they pre-chart their special drills. Gonna be so cute. Anyway, one of the other things that I discovered as I was doing that year in review video is I had gone through, I meant to mention this in the video itself, and I just forgot because I got to the end of the video and was like, I have to wrap this up because this video is so long. I don't want to just bore people to tears. So one of the things that I had gone back and done was to tally up how many kits I had worked on from each different company that I worked on kits from. And it was something like 15 from Diamond Art Club and 6 or 7 from Dye Moon Shop and 3 from Crafties and 3 from, you know, I had tallied everything up, but I also used that as a chance to look at take a look at like, okay, what companies there are a couple of companies that I ended up actually not getting to at all last year. And I thought, okay, I want to make a priority of working on a kit from these companies this year, like Sparkle Queen Creations, Diamond Art Dreams, Mary's Diamonds. I've done a kit from Mary's Diamonds before, but it's been over a year at this point. And I, excuse me, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm good. Do you ever feel like you get something in your throat and you just can't help but cough? Okay, sorry about that. I'd like, the timing on that is kind of funny though. I'd like to give Dreamer Designs a try again, even though I'm a little hesitant after having an allergic reaction to one of their kits. But I also want to make sure that I am happy with like the rendering that I'm seeing before I buy one of those kits to try out. I know that there's others that I'm missing, but companies that have licensed artwork, I do want to try again this year. And not just for myself, you know, because I don't want to totally just stick to only the companies that I know and love, but I want to try out different companies, both for myself and for you guys. So I'm excited for that. Speaking of trying new companies, as always, I've had a couple of people actually contact me recently with some small shops that they'd like for me to try out for my small shop hauls. Thank you so much for giving me some suggestions. I will definitely be taking a look and placing orders as long as I see something that like I could genuinely see myself using and genuinely enjoy, but I try to be really flexible about that. The one exception to that though, and this is a tiny bit like of a dilemma that I have, because I know that it's hard to have like a truly original like idea, but every once in a while I see accessories companies that have like really directly copied something from another company. And I know the whole like imitation is the sincerest form of flattery and whatnot, but there are some companies that like if it's too direct a copycat of like an exact design that another company has or something like that, I don't necessarily feel great about purchasing from that company. Just because it makes me feel a little bit funny. So that's the only time where like if you suggest a company to me that I have noticed is doing that sort of thing, then I probably am not going to purchase from them. Yeah, I'm still kind of trying to figure out the best way to handle that sort of thing. But that's one of my goals for this year in general, though, is that I want to continue to try out a variety of different small shops for you guys, as well as, of course, you'll continue to see goodies from my old favorites as well. And other things, I've been spending some time this past week, really the past couple of weeks, just thinking about, okay, what are some things that I would like to try to do this year? Now, I'm not going to call them New Year's resolutions because I have a complex around that, and just sort of my own track record with traditional New Year's resolutions and the statistics surrounding New Year's resolutions and all of that. So I'm like, I'm not going to call them resolutions, but I am going to just have some ideas in mind that I will hold loosely. So I'm just, I'm using this as a chance to maybe just spend some time thinking and reflecting, but I'm not going to hold myself so tightly to making these things happen that like I'll be upset with myself if I don't, But anyway, some of the things that I would like to do this year is, and I think I want to start this month, like maybe even this week while the kids are in school. I am dying to start my Heaven and Earth Designs conversion project. And if you're not totally sure what I'm talking about, Heaven and Earth Designs is a company that sells, they're mostly known for their cross-stitch charts, all of which are licensed from the artist. They do also have a part of their website that is diamond paintings called Crown Jewel Designs. And that is where they are able to, they have the license to actually print the designs on the canvases for you, as in like print the symbols. But some designs, they don't necessarily have licenses to do as diamond paintings, but they have the license for a cross stitch chart. Like those are two different sets of licenses. Anyway, the whole idea of doing a cross stitch conversion, which is where you're taking a cross stitch chart and converting it into a diamond painting on a blank canvas from reading the cross stitch chart. That whole idea has just always been on my bucket list. I'm so fascinated with the idea, and I have the canvas and drills. I know if you've watched lots of my videos lately, you're like, Katie, you've mentioned this a million times, but I know. I have all of the materials for the project and have since May of last year. But last year ended up being kind of a busy year. Oh, we have a straggler. Is that like a black AB? Or just a regular black drill? Okay. Anyway, get out of here. So I'm anxious to start that, but I wanted to, like, I'm going to do a whole, series, I suppose, on it. And Adam is cackling because he's watching Seinfeld over there. More thoughts on TV shows after these messages. Shoot, what was I saying? Oh, I want to film the actual unboxing of the canvases and drills. And I have a Kindle that I picked up during the big Prime Day sale over the summer that I need to open up because I'm going to use, you can get Pattern Keeper on your Kindle if you do a whole thing. Anyway, by this point, maybe Pattern Keeper has finally launched their iOS app. I'll have to take a look at that. But anyway, that'll be a large scale project that I anticipate taking quite some time. The whole year probably, but I'm so excited to get started. And I've talked for a long time on and off about wanting to film just my take on a beginner's guide to diamond painting. Just because I have had a lot of beginners find their way to my channel for any number of reasons. And while I'm more than happy to point people in the direction of, the fabulous channels like Rachel Ray or Miss Crochet and Coffee, who have plenty of beginners videos, I also just thought it might be nice for me to do one as well, just because I think different creators, different diamond painters tend to have different things that they are thinking of or sort of paying attention to. And so my attitude tends to be very much the more the merrier. So that's one of those ideas that I would really like to make happen at some point this year. And other than that, though, I think I just want to keep, like I said, trying new companies and bringing content and videos that you guys find to be helpful. And I'm open. I like to mention this from time to time as well, that I'm open to suggestions if there are specific things that you would like to see a tutorial for, companies you'd like me to try or stuff like that. The other thing that I'm in the midst of doing is I am looking at making some small tweaks to my Patreon. Since it's the beginning of the month, and I suppose the beginning of the year, I will mention that I do have a Patreon that, Patreon is like a monthly subscription service where you are giving me some additional financial support, but you're getting some perks in return. So for example, right now, and these things I'm not planning on going away at all, but some tiers, there are different tiers that get different perks, and some get a weekly vlog from me where they're getting to see behind the scenes, both in just like my day-to-day in my personal life, as well as like lots of stuff relating to diamond painting and to the channel. I do an exclusive monthly Zoom with my top tier each month, and not Zoom, I'm sorry. Zoom is one of the things I'm considering adding. I do a monthly exclusive live with my Diamonds and Washi tier, and my Diamonds and Washi tier also gets a quarterly gift from me. And then there's always just like polls on like helping me decide what projects to work on next, and content to focus on, and I want to offer more of that this year. I try really hard not to talk too much about my Patreon because I don't want that to feel like something, I don't know, I don't want people to feel funny about it, but I did want to mention it just since it's the beginning of the month, the beginning of the year. If that's something you're at all interested in, I've got all the information linked down below in my description, but please, 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 please know that there is never any obligation whatsoever. Just you guys being here and watching my videos continues to blow me away and be above and beyond any support I could ever ask for from you. So please know that. And I mean that very sincerely. So anyway, other things that are going on. So Adam and I both got our booster shots over the past week. Adam is totally recovered. I got mine on Friday, and today is Sunday evening, and I think I'm finally over the hump. The only side effects I really had were I was just very tired and achy. It all hit me about 24 hours after I got the poke, but I am so grateful to be boosted, and I am just gonna be continuing to play it as safe as I possibly can over the coming weeks. My Texas trip is up in the air. I want to do everything I can to still be able to make that happen. But we're just going to take it one day at a time. Our Ohio trip, on the other hand, is very uncertain because we were hoping maybe we could reschedule and go sometime in the month of January, but the way things are looking, I don't know that that's going to be terribly practical. So we are just gonna keep an eye on the numbers and whatnot, and we will see. So thank you so much, by the way, for all of your kind words in last week's video. I really, really appreciated all of that. Thankfully, my grandma is still doing well, and my parents both tested negative, thankfully. And I am super, super, super grateful for all of that. And just for your kindness, your sympathy, because I was really, really sad about not going. But I have found lots of things to be grateful for about us staying. We've had just some really good family time. I think the kids have really enjoyed, like Adam has had some time off of work thanks to the holidays. And they are just all over him, and it's so sweet. Micah especially. Micah has always been, like literally from the time he was born, he has been just such a daddy's boy, like, and in the sweet sense. He's just always had this really special bond with Adam that makes my heart melt into a puddle. I love it so, so, so much. Literally when he was born, as in the hospital, shortly after he was born, and there was a little bit of like some waiting, just some waiting that was being done, and they had him over on the warmer, and he had started to, cry a little bit. Like he was fussing. I think he was just not happy about being on this warmer, being away from mom. And Adam went over and just started like singing to him. And I have this picture, and it still like brings like tears to my eyes in a good way because it's so precious. Where Micah grabbed onto Adam's finger and is just like captivated, staring at Adam, and it's and calmed right down. It is so sweet. And I mean, Micah likes me just fine, but he adores Adam, and it's so cute. Connor is I don't know. Connor loves both of us. I think Connor's a little bit more like me. I think he's my mini in a lot of ways. And I don't know. I think both of our kids are awfully sweet. But all this to say that I think Micah especially has just loved the extra daddy time this past week. We didn't do anything for New Year's. We kept, close to home. I think that it was like 12:15 before I looked at the clock and was like, oh, hey, Adam, Happy New Year's. It wasn't like a huge thing for us. And I think Adam had kicked around the idea of maybe going out with friends, but just it seemed like a bad idea after just the holidays and whatnot. So yeah, pretty low key. Connor lost his second tooth was that on New Year's Eve? I think it was on New Year's Eve. He came in the morning and was like, I lost my tooth. This tooth has been threatening to come out for like a month. I know I mentioned it in a WIP and Chat a while back where I was like, he keeps asking me to pull it, but I can't get a grip on it. Also, I'm super squeamish. I don't think I'm cut out for this. Send help. And someone had offered a really good suggestion. They're like, use a cold washcloth that'll help you get like a grip on it, and the cold, feels soothing on their gums or whatever. I even resorted to trying that because Connor was just so irritated that this tooth was still there and hanging on by a thread. You guys, I could not get that darn tooth out. Finally came out though, and the tooth fairy visited and gave him $1. And actually this evening, he got to go to the dollar store. Adam took him to the dollar store and he got to pick out a toy. But fun fact, these dollar stores out here recently increased their prices to $1.25 per item. And I thought, don't you all know? Like, Tooth Fairy doesn't give out $1.25. Like, I need some even denominations here. No, it was not a big deal. I think Adam just spotted him the quarter in the tax, but that was fun. Of course, he picked out a couple of cars because he's obsessed with vehicles. And we're going to nurture that. Though he has been very much getting into dinosaurs lately, and that's fun. Especially hearing him try to pronounce like some of these like crazy names that dinosaurs have. It's so cute. Let's grab this color. So the kids are, like I said, the kids are going back to school tomorrow. Connor is a little nervous. He commented today. Here, let me switch pens. I haven't used this Lazy River pen yet in this WIP and Chat. He was commenting tonight when I was telling him like, oh, we're going to go back to school tomorrow. It's going to be so fun. And he said, oh, but my stomach might hurt. And I was like, oh, no, your stomach's going to be totally fine. So small update, I suppose. A few weeks back, I had mentioned that Connor was talking about his stomach hurting a lot. And I was just feeling kind of, frustrated, or I was bummed because I just we couldn't figure out what's going on, like what's bugging him. And I was trying to think, like, is it psychosymptomatic? Which, yes, the main reason that I know that word is because of Sherlock, as in BBC Sherlock. Anyone else? Gosh, that show came out a while ago. I could rewatch that. It's been long enough that I would probably enjoy a lot. The last season of it was not my favorite, though. The first 2 seasons, though, were gold. Anyway, so I had wondered, like, is this just like an anxiety-based thing, or any number of things, because he wasn't always mentioning it on the weekends, and it had come out of nowhere. He didn't have any other sorts of symptoms or anything like that. I was playing around a bit with what he's eating. Like, I cut out some of the dairy in his diet. Like, for some reason I noticed that, okay, when he doesn't eat The Colby Jack cheese sticks, I don't seem to be hearing him complain about his stomach, though that timing could be coincidental. But for the most part, over the past week, over the past week in particular, he has not been complaining about his stomach hurting. So I think that it's somehow related to school. So I, had told him, like, let's make sure you eat some breakfast in the morning, make sure you're drinking some water, because sometimes it's like he just needs to drink some water and that helps. It's almost like my stomach hurts or I have a stomach bug is just kind of his catch-all for like everything from I'm hungry and I'm thirsty and I ate something that made me feel gassy and oh no, my stomach actually hurts in a way that's unusual. So I'm anxious to see what happens tomorrow at school, because tonight when we're putting him to bed and I was reminding him like, okay, we're going to get up earlier for school in the morning and everything. And he said, oh, my stomach might hurt. And I said, buddy, your stomach's not going to hurt. You're going to have some breakfast. Adam's what? Seinfeld again, hold the thought on TV shows. I've got more thoughts. So I just tried to like be very reassuring and just hopefully, like, if there is just sort of a mental element to this, like if it is psychosomatic, then hopefully that will sort of have reminded him that, like, no, your stomach has been fine and it's going to continue to be fine. I'm trying to, like, put that out into the universe for Connor. So we will see. I'm hoping that Micah will be better about mask wearing with school. I really, 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 really want this to be something that like we can make happen more of, just because he's still young to get poked, and I'm very nervous about what kind of bugs he's going to bring home. And so I was going to say that, like, oh yeah, it'll be nice to have the kids back in school so that I have my mornings back. But let's be real here. I give it 50-50 odds. That's probably optimistic. 50-50 odds that one of my kids is sick by the end of the week and has to stay home from school for a few mornings or a few days. I know how this goes. It's Micah, and it'll probably be Micah if I had to guess, unless it's Connor's stomach. So, ooh, the life of parenthood. But tomorrow at least, which is today for you guys if you're watching this one that goes up, tomorrow I will enjoy it while it lasts. I will go straight to the grocery store and what happened there? My goodness. I will go straight to the grocery store so I at least have grocery shopping done in case I get a phone call like half an hour after my kids get to school. Yeah. Enjoy it while I can. Let's see. What else is going on? Let me talk about TV shows because I kept teasing that. So, are you the kind of person that enjoys watching sitcoms? Because I think I'm broken here. I don't know if it's because, like, we just really didn't watch any when I was growing up, but your stereotypical sitcom format with, like, a laugh track or a studio audience that's, like, all on, a close set and that's, like, super formulaic and stuff. Like, the half an hour shows or 22-minute shows before commercials, like, some of them are often almost, like, grating to me. And I think I'm the broken one here again. Like, I tried so hard to get into Friends, and I know, please don't unsubscribe because I'm not obsessed with Friends. Please don't unsubscribe. I've tried. But it's just not totally my cup of tea. And again, I don't know if it's part of it was that, like, I was too young for it. But, like, Adam has been watching Seinfeld and has, he'll pick out episodes here and there for me to watch. And just sometimes, I was giving him a hard time about it before. I was like, that I find this show often to just be so grating. Like, it's hard for me to watch. But, you know, I very much enjoyed and laughed at the episodes he's picked out for us to watch. But it's not something I would ever choose to, like, watch for myself, if that makes sense. And I just wonder if anyone else is the same way. But what I have been watching, though, lately, because I finished my second time through the entirety of Supernatural, I was like, okay, I'm going to branch out. We got Hulu on Black Friday for like 99 cents a month or something, or 49 cents a month for a year. So I thought I'm going to take advantage while we have that. And I just finished... where did that go? Where'd that diamond go? Gosh darn it. I just finished season 1 of The Handmaid's Tale. But as I was watching it, I was like, I'm going to need a light show to like be a palate cleanser in between some of these episodes. I'm not going to be able to watch a bunch of this back to back because it's just going to be it's so like dark and, you know, depressing. So I was like, I'm going to make my friend Jacqueline happy because she's been wanting me to watch Cobra Kai for forever. And I watched a few episodes and then Adam was like, oh, I'll watch that with you. And then we just didn't get to it because we have so many other TV shows going. So I talked to Adam and I was like, if all goes well, I'm going to be seeing Jacqueline at the end of January. I think it would make her happy if I had actually like watched Cobra Kai before then, and I just don't know if we're going to get to it by then. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. It's fine. So I finished the first season of Cobra Kai, and I don't know if I'll go back to like the second season of The Handmaid's Tale. I started the first episode of it and was like, ooh, this is even darker. I don't know if I have it in me to watch this right now. But a new season of Queer Eye just dropped on Netflix, and I feel like that's what everyone needs in their lives right now because it's so uplifting and so heartwarming. I will probably jump to that at some point as well. But what TV shows are you guys watching right now? I feel like I'm not a real Marvel fan because we have yet to watch Hawkeye on Disney Plus. That's on our list to watch. And shoot, there was something else I'm forgetting. Shoot, what was it? There's something else on Disney Plus we're supposed to watch. No, it's gone. It's gone. But, yeah. So let me know what you guys are watching at the moment. And if you are the kind of people that enjoy like I guess it's like 90s sitcoms is what I tend to think of them as. But like more modern sitcoms like Modern Family or something like that, I like those usually. We never did finish Modern Family, but I think that's something we'll try to do while we have Hulu. And feel free to let me know, what are your favorite Hulu exclusive shows? Because I want to take advantage while we have it. 'Cause I don't think we'll keep it after a year unless we're really loving it. Oh, we need to watch the Return to Hogwarts special. We haven't done that yet. I know it just came out like yesterday, but we really need to do that too. Someone told me to bring tissues. So I'm excited for that. I was going to ask you guys about food as well. I was really entertained after last week's WIP and Chat when I mentioned about like the cornbread and asked if any of you had cornbread with like butter and syrup before. And what is with these drills? Okay. And I was really entertained at how many of you were like, oh my gosh, yes, we totally, that's how I eat cornbread. And then a lot of you were like, I've never tried that before, but I'm going to now. And so please report back if and when you try it. What did you think? Was it delicious? I feel like I want to go pick up more cornbread now and like make some, because I only had the one square, and then I think Micah ate the rest of the leftovers because there were only like 1 or 2 squares left after we'd each had a piece on Christmas morning. And in other traditional food news, or food thoughts, in tons of, like, virtually all the lives that I've been in the past week, people have brought up the, like, traditional New Year's foods. So is there a particular food that you like to eat every year on New Year's? My mom always made, I think she still does, actually. I think she does it in the crock pot even. Sauerkraut and kielbasa, though she always mispronounces it and calls it kielbasi, which I think is so cute. I'm pretty sure that's a mispronunciation. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But it's like pork sausage, I think, basically. But she would cook it so long that, like, there was virtually no sour to the sauerkraut anymore. I mentioned this in, I think it was Randy's, it was Shay's or Randy's live this afternoon. And a couple of people, like Jenny, the Uncrafty Crafter, was like, oh, just put like a spoonful of sugar in there, and that just cuts out all of the sour completely. And I was like, oh, well, that would save a lot of time and effort. And then someone else said something about adding applesauce to cut the sour. And I was like, huh, applesauce. Okay, well, I mean, there's sugar in there, so I guess that's a similar concept. But most people were like, ew, sauerkraut, no. And truly, I won't eat sauerkraut unless it's how my mom prepares it, because I don't like the sour flavor at all. And also, okay, I don't know if this is weird. I know Jenny said that she did this as well, but like my mom always served it with, so it was the sauerkraut and the pork sausage and then mashed potatoes. And it was like this magical combination of foods. It was so good. Man, I wish that we had been there on New Year's so that I could have had that. And I wasn't going to like just make it myself, because I've actually never tried making sauerkraut myself. But yeah, I don't know. We ordered pizza on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. I don't know. Sometimes I'm really sentimental and love the like year over year traditions, but especially when I'm struggling with my mental health, I'm like, just forget all of it. Like, I just need to treat today like it's a normal day. But it's funny, like, how much we've all been talking about food lately. So we talked about TV shows, we've talked about food, and then I was also going to mention that while I don't see myself picking up any new crafts for the time being, I'm afraid that next month, like partway through next month, I may get pulled away from diamond painting just a little bit because of a video game. I used to game a lot more, like, because that was kind of one of my go-to hobbies before I discovered diamond painting. But then I'm really selective about what games I even really enjoy, and I had sort of burned out on like the few franchises that I love the most, and then I started getting into diamond painting, and that just, the rest is history. But one of my very, very, very favorite franchises ever, which is Horizon Zero Dawn. The sequel comes out. Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is coming out mid-February, as long as it doesn't get bumped. And I mean, I don't think I myself have played a video game at all during the pandemic, but like, that's going to be a release day purchase for me. And I probably won't play like nonstop. We'll see what happens. But, you know, I'm not going to be abandoning diamond painting by any stretch of the imagination, but I will definitely want to pick that up a bit because, oh my gosh, I loved that the first game was so good. My other favorite franchises are Mass Effect and Kingdom Hearts, which I think that there's a new Mass Effect game like in development, but I don't think there's a release date or anything like that. And Kingdom Hearts, I don't know if they're going to be making any more Kingdom Hearts games. The third one was not great. But any fellow gamers here? I wanted to like reach out to Diamond Art Club and ask if there was any chance that there was actually some Horizon Zero Dawn fan art that was in one of the polls, I think over the summer. It was by Sarah Mustafa, and it was of like the main character of Horizon Zero Dawn. And I would be so flipping excited if they decided to license that artwork. So I might ask them. Be like, did this one make the cut? If not, can we make it make the cut? I don't know what it is. I think that sometimes there's something about the crafties drills that it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I have a hard time like picking them up. Like they're not quite as sharply cut on the top. Maybe I'm just trying to pick up weird. But anyway, excuse me. Other things that are going on. I feel like that's really kind of about it. Kind of the highlight reel. I'm hoping that I can kind of settle into a routine once the kids get back into school. It'll be nice to be able to grocery shop a little bit more easily, but I do want to do as much curbside as I possibly can, just for sake of safety. I did meal plan for the week. That's something that Adam often has to remind me and nudge me on, which I appreciate. I just don't enjoy cooking. I don't enjoy meal planning, but it's so incredibly helpful when we do, because that means that there's very little of the like last minute, like, well, let's just eat out and then goodbye money. But also, by the way, Micah is none the worse for the wear from his little dip in the pond. Thanks for all of you that commiserated with me in that WIP and Chat last week. Oh my gosh, that kid. The real question is he going to try to do the same thing again the next time we're at a park with a pond? Yeah. And thanks for all of you that were like, don't feel guilty. This kind of thing happens. That was very sweet. So, as far as what I have coming this week on the channel and whatnot, I have some different unboxings to do. I have a Diamond Shop order that's come in that I want to get into for you guys. And I have a couple more kits from Diamond Art Club Black Friday that I want to share with you as well. I thought that they would make a cute like pairing together because they're both from Sarah Mustafa, and they're both art that's like inspired by Avatar: The Last Airbender. Speaking of TV shows, we haven't watched The Legend of Korra yet, but that's on our list. It's on our list, our ever-growing list. But I got both Moon Goddess and Lady of the Lake. Now, there were two kits that were released over Black Friday from Diamond Art Club that were titled Lady of the Lake. This is the Sarah Mustafa one, not the Enes Guerrero one. But again, since like both of those kits are inspired by Avatar, I thought like, oh, that would be cute to do that unboxing together. Especially because it looks like Moon Goddess has been moved to the discontinued section. Diamond Art Club did mention pretty recently that, as in like this past week, that they are going to start discontinuing kits more frequently than they previously have, because they are releasing so many new kits lately that they're literally running out of room in their warehouse. They said they're going to try to be really good about labeling kits as such. Like some of the new releases from this past weekend, I don't know if you happen to take a look, but some of them were listed as a like limited run, like this one run of production on those kits. That's all there's going to be. So make sure you go and take a look if you want to make sure that you aren't missing out on those kits before they get discontinued. But I love that they're releasing so many new kits. But it does give me a little bit of like anxiety around like, what's going to get discontinued? Because I'm still regretting like the discontinued like Mandy Manzano kits that are like Disney fan art that now you can't get for a non-ridiculous price on a third-party website. As Lindsay at Emeralds and Fairy Lights says, like, I still have PTSD from those Mandy Manzano kits, and that's exactly what it is. And I think Jacqueline has said the same thing as well. Like, just, oh no, I want to make sure I don't miss out on something again that I love. But anyway, I've been chatting your ears off for a while, but I will have some videos coming your way this week. I'm going to try to keep to this slightly more relaxed pace of videos where I'm maybe only posting like 4-ish a week instead of the like 6 a week that I feel like I'd gotten up to. But we'll see. I'm just going to try to keep an eye on my, mental margin and whatnot. But I was excited to get to film a WIP and Chat tonight, that the timing worked out and whatnot for Adam and I's schedule. And that's the feeling that I want to keep having is that I'm enjoying and looking forward to and excited to film, not feeling like I'm obligated to or like it's a slog, So we'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Where did that diamond go? I saw it drop. Where did it go? Here? No. They're all the same shades of blue. Shout if you see the one that I dropped. Nope. Oh, wait. Right there. Okay. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed getting to see me make some progress on Haruki. I'll link to, like I said, the kit and all the accessories below if you want to check it out. But if you did make it all the way to the end, why don't you put up some kind of flower emoji? There's actually lots of flowers, like florals in this particular kit. There's some here and the sash, and there's some in my minder, and there's some like up in that part of the kit as well. So any sort of flower emoji. It's always fun to see who makes it all the way to the end. Speaking of making it all the way to the end, if you did make it all the way to the end and you're not already subscribed, I welcome you to subscribe because I think you might enjoy it here, and I'd really love to have you as a part of my little community here on YouTube. But either way, just thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know, what did we talk about? We talked about, let me know your thoughts on sitcoms and what some of your favorite TV shows are at the moment. Let me know if you have any traditional like New Year's or holiday foods that you got to enjoy this past week. And just generally let me know how you're doing and even like what you were working on while we chatted. So anyway, my friends, I hope you have a really wonderful week. Please stay safe and healthy out there. Take care of yourself, both physically and mentally. We're still, in the thick of it. We're still going through tough times, and I want you guys all to be taking care of yourselves. So, all right, my friends, have an absolutely wonderful week, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.